What if you could double your productivity while working fewer hours? Time mastery isn't just about managing minutes, it's about transforming your entire approach to life. You can grab your own copy of this transformative book through the link in the video description below. Have you ever wondered why some people accomplish so much while others barely make it through their daily to-do lists? The difference isn't intelligence or talent, it's how they approach the limited resource we all share: time. In Thibaut Meurisse's Master Your Time, we discover that time management isn't just a practical skill, it's a philosophy of life that can dramatically improve both your productivity and happiness. The way we spend our hours ultimately determines the quality of our lives. Yet most of us have never been formally taught how to manage this precious resource effectively. We drift through days, weeks, and years without a clear strategy for maximizing the impact of our limited time on Earth. The result: frustration, missed opportunities, and the gnawing feeling that life is passing us by. What makes this book stand out from countless other time management guides is its comprehensive approach. Rather than offering a collection of disconnected productivity hacks, Meurisse presents a cohesive framework for total time mastery. He begins with the fundamentals of understanding your relationship with time, then systematically addresses everything from clarifying your life vision to eliminating distractions, creating powerful habits, and designing your ideal week. Understanding your relationship with time. The author's premise is both simple and profound. Mastering time isn't about squeezing more activities into each day. It's about making conscious choices that align with your highest values and goals. It's about quality over quantity, impact over busyness. This perspective shift alone is worth the price of admission. Meurisse opens our eyes to how our modern world is filled with time-wasting traps disguised as productivity. From social media platforms designed to hijack our attention to meetings that could have been emails, our days are infiltrated by activities that consume time without providing proportionate value. The first step toward time mastery is becoming aware of these traps and developing strategies to avoid them. Time is our most valuable resource, yet we often treat it as if it were infinite. The author encourages us to adopt a mindset of time scarcity, not in an anxious way, but in a manner that helps us appreciate each moment and make more intentional choices. When you truly internalize that time is limited, you become much more selective about how you spend it. Many of us have developed unhealthy relationships with time. We procrastinate, we perfectionate, we people please, we permit endless distractions, all behaviors that reflect underlying issues with how we value our time. Meurisse helps us identify these dysfunctional patterns and replace them with healthier alternatives. Another key insight is the difference between Chronos and Kairos, two ancient Greek concepts of time. Chronos refers to clock time, the linear progression of minutes and hours. Kairos represents the qualitative aspect of time, those moments of opportunity, deep engagement, or profound meaning. True time mastery involves balancing both, managing Chronos efficiently while creating space for Kairos to emerge. Time multipliers versus time dividers. One of the most powerful concepts in the book is the idea of time multipliers versus time dividers. Time multipliers are activities, habits, or choices that pay dividends long after you've invested the initial time. These might include learning a valuable skill, building systems that automate work, or creating content that generates passive income. Time dividers, on the other hand, are activities that consume time without producing lasting value, like endless social media scrolling, multitasking, or working without clear priorities. The book encourages us to ruthlessly eliminate time dividers while investing heavily in time multipliers. This simple framework can revolutionize your approach to daily decisions. Before saying yes to any activity, you should ask, is this a time multiplier or a time divider for me? Over time, this habit alone can dramatically increase your productivity and life satisfaction. Education and skill development are classic time multipliers. When you invest in learning something new, whether it's programming, public speaking, or a foreign language, that knowledge continues to serve you for years or decades to come. The initial time investment multiplies in value as you apply those skills repeatedly over your lifetime. Building systems and automating routine tasks represent another powerful time multiplier. Consider the difference between manually handling each email as it arrives versus setting up filters and templates that process and respond to common messages automatically. The upfront time investment in creating the system saves countless hours later. Relationships can be powerful time multipliers too. When you invest time in building a strong network of colleagues, mentors, and collaborators, those connections can open doors, provide support, and create opportunities far beyond what you could accomplish alone. However, Meurisse also warns that certain relationships can become time dividers if they consistently drain your energy without contributing positively to your life. Health investments are perhaps the ultimate time multipliers. Time spent exercising, preparing nutritious meals, meditating, or getting adequate sleep might seem like it's taking away from productive hours. In reality, these activities enhance your energy, focus, creativity, and longevity, effectively multiplying the value of all your other hours. Practical implementation strategies. But Meurisse doesn't stop at theoretical concepts. He provides practical strategies for implementation. For instance, he recommends the time blocking method, where you schedule specific blocks of time for important tasks rather than working from a traditional to-do list. This approach ensures that your highest priorities actually get the time they deserve, rather than being perpetually postponed in favor of urgent but less important matters. Another game-changing concept is the power of deep work, the ability to focus without distraction on cognitively demanding tasks. In our age of constant interruptions, the capacity for sustained concentration has become increasingly rare and therefore increasingly valuable. Meurisse offers concrete tactics for cultivating this skill, from creating distraction-free environments to gradually extending your focus sessions through deliberate practice. The author also addresses one of the most common time management mistakes, the failure to distinguish between efficiency and effectiveness. Efficiency means doing things right, completing tasks with minimal wasted effort. Effectiveness means doing the right things, focusing on activities that produce meaningful results. Many people pride themselves on their efficiency while neglecting effectiveness entirely. They become extremely good at checking off items on their to-do list, without questioning whether those items deserve to be on the list in the first place. To increase your effectiveness, Meurisse recommends regular planning sessions, daily, weekly, monthly, and annually, where you step back from the day-to-day demands and reconnect with your bigger goals and values. During these sessions, ask yourself, what few activities would make the biggest positive difference in my life right now? Then prioritize those activities ruthlessly, even if it means saying no to seemingly urgent but ultimately less important demands. The book also emphasizes the importance of managing your energy, not just your time. We all have periods of peak performance during the day when we're most alert, focused, and creative. By identifying your personal energy patterns and scheduling your most important work during these peak times, you can accomplish significantly more with the same number of hours. Overcoming procrastination and distraction. Procrastination is perhaps the most common time management challenge. Meurisse goes beyond simplistic advice to just do it and explores the psychological roots of procrastination. Often, we delay tasks because they trigger negative emotions like anxiety, boredom, or self-doubt. By recognizing these emotional triggers and developing strategies to work through them, we can overcome our tendency to put things off. One effective technique is to use the 5-minute rule. Commit to working on a dreaded task for just 5 minutes. This tiny commitment bypasses the psychological resistance because anyone can endure 5 minutes of discomfort. Yet once you start, momentum often builds, and you continue far beyond the initial 5 minutes. In our hyperconnected world, distractions represent another major obstacle to time mastery. Meurisse provides a comprehensive approach to managing digital distractions, from turning off notifications to using website blockers during focus sessions. He also addresses environmental distractions, suggesting strategies like noise-canceling headphones or dedicated workspaces to create boundaries between focused work and other activities. The book makes a compelling case for monotasking, focusing on one activity at a time, rather than the myth of multitasking. Research consistently shows that jumping between multiple tasks actually reduces cognitive performance and increases the time needed to complete projects. By cultivating the habit of single tasking, you not only accomplish more but also experience greater presence and satisfaction in your activities. Creating powerful habits and routines. Habits are at the heart of time mastery because they put essential behaviors on autopilot, removing the need for constant decision-making and willpower. Meurisse provides a framework for building habits that stick, emphasizing the importance of starting small, creating environmental triggers, and rewarding yourself for consistency. Morning routines receive special attention in the book because how you start your day often determines its overall quality. The author suggests creating a personalized morning ritual that might include elements like meditation, exercise, journaling, or strategic planning. By winning the morning, you set yourself up to win the day. Similarly, evening routines help you wind down effectively and prepare for the next day. Simple practices like reviewing your accomplishments, planning tomorrow's priorities, and engaging in relaxing activities signal to your brain that it's time to shift into rest mode. This not only improves sleep quality, but also reduces decision fatigue the following morning. Weekly reviews emerge as another crucial routine in the book. Setting aside time each week, ideally Sunday evening or Monday morning, to reflect on the past week and plan the coming one allows you to course-correct regularly instead of drifting off track for months at a time. During these reviews, Meurisse suggests asking questions like, what went well this week? What challenges did I face? What did I learn? What are my priorities for the coming week? Designing your ideal week. One of the most practical exercises in the book involves creating a template for your ideal week. Rather than reacting to each day as it comes, you proactively design how you want to allocate your time across different areas of life: work, relationships, health, personal growth, and recreation. This doesn't mean scheduling every minute rigidly. Instead, it means establishing rhythms and themes that bring balance and intentionality to your week. You might designate Mondays for strategy and planning, Tuesdays and Thursdays for meetings and collaborative work, Wednesdays and Fridays for deep creative work, and weekends for rest and relationships. Within your ideal week template, Meurisse encourages building in buffer time, unscheduled blocks that account for the inevitable unexpected demands and opportunities that arise. Without these buffers, even the best designed schedule quickly breaks down in the face of reality, leading to stress and a sense of failure. The author also addresses the issue of perfectionism, which can sabotage even the best time management systems. The goal isn't to follow your ideal week plan perfectly, an impossible standard that leads to discouragement. Instead, aim for progress and consistency, celebrating wins while continuously refining your approach based on what actually works in your life. The power of saying no. Perhaps no skill is more essential for time mastery than the ability to say no confidently and gracefully. Every time you say yes to someone else's request, you're implicitly saying no to something else, often your own priorities and needs. Meurisse provides scripts and strategies for declining commitments that don't align with your goals, whether they come from colleagues, friends, or family members. This isn't about becoming selfish or isolated. Rather, it's about being intentional with your yeses so that when you do commit, you can show up fully and deliver your best. As the author points out, when you say no to the merely good, you create space to say yes to the truly great. Learning to say no also involves setting boundaries around your time and attention. This might mean establishing office hours, when colleagues can approach you with questions, limiting how often you check email, or communicating to family members when you need uninterrupted focused time. While these boundaries might create momentary disappointment for others, they ultimately allow you to be more present and effective in your interactions. The fear of missing out FOMO often makes saying no particularly challenging. We worry that declining an invitation or opportunity might mean losing something valuable. Meurisse encourages us to reframe this thinking by recognizing that saying yes to everything guarantees mediocrity in everything. By being selective, you create the space for excellence in what matters most. Delegation and outsourcing. Another key to time mastery is recognizing that you don't have to do everything yourself. The book provides frameworks for determining which tasks to delegate or outsource based on your strengths, interests, and the value of your time. Meurisse introduces the concept of your hourly worth, a calculation that helps you decide whether a task is worth your personal attention or better handled by someone else. If your time is worth $100 per hour based on your income or goals, then paying someone $25 per hour to handle tasks you don't enjoy or aren't particularly skilled at becomes a mathematical no-brainer. Delegation isn't just about hiring assistants or service providers. It also involves empowering team members, training family members, or using technology to automate repetitive tasks. The initial investment of time in setting up these systems pays enormous dividends through reclaimed hours and mental bandwidth. For those who struggle with perfectionism or control issues, delegation can be particularly challenging. The author addresses these psychological barriers, offering strategies for gradually becoming comfortable with letting go and trusting others. He reminds us that done is often better than perfect, and that the minor quality difference between your work and a delegate's might not justify the significant time investment required to do everything yourself. Leveraging technology wisely. While technology can be a major source of distraction, it can also dramatically enhance our productivity when used intentionally. Meurisse provides guidelines for evaluating digital tools and apps, ensuring they truly save time rather than simply creating the illusion of productivity. The book recommends creating a minimalist digital environment, limiting the apps on your devices to those that genuinely serve your goals. For each potential tool, ask, does this solve a real problem I have? Does it integrate well with my existing systems? Is it worth the learning curve? Will I actually use it consistently? Meurisse highlights several categories of time-saving technologies, from task managers and calendar apps to automation tools and communication platforms. However, he emphasizes that the specific tools matter less than the systems and habits you build around them. Even the best productivity app becomes useless if you don't check it regularly, or if you allow it to become cluttered with low-priority items. The author also warns against productivity porn, the endless pursuit of new techniques, tools, and systems that becomes a form of procrastination itself. At some point, you need to stop optimizing and start executing. The perfect system doesn't exist, and searching for it can become a major time divider. Finding balance, work, rest, and play. While much of the book focuses on maximizing productivity, Meurisse also emphasizes the critical importance of downtime. Time mastery isn't about being constantly busy. It's about achieving your goals while maintaining energy, health, and joy. Without adequate rest and rejuvenation, even the most efficient worker eventually burns out. The author introduces the concept of strategic renewal, intentional periods of rest that recharge your mental, emotional, and physical batteries. These might include daily meditation, weekly screen-free days, quarterly retreats, or annual vacations. Far from being indulgences, these renewal practices are investments that enhance your performance during working hours. Sleep receives particular attention as perhaps the most fundamental form of renewal. Meurisse cites extensive research showing how sleep deprivation impairs cognitive function, creativity, decision-making, and emotional regulation, all crucial capacities for effective time use. He provides practical suggestions for improving sleep quality, from establishing consistent bedtimes to creating screen-free wind-down routines. Play and leisure also feature prominently in the book's vision of balanced time mastery. Activities that bring joy, creative expression, or deep engagement are essential counterpoints to focused work. The author encourages finding forms of recreation that truly rejuvenate rather than merely distract, pursuits that leave you feeling energized rather than depleted. Adapting to different life seasons. One of the book's strengths is its recognition that time management isn't one size fits all. Different life stages and circumstances require different approaches. A new parent, a mid-career professional, an entrepreneur, and a retiree all face unique time challenges and opportunities. Meurisse provides guidance for adapting time mastery principles to various life seasons. During particularly demanding periods, like launching a business or caring for young children, you might need to temporarily narrow your focus and adjust your expectations. Other seasons might allow for greater expansion into new projects or deeper engagement with personal passions. The key is developing adaptability, the ability to adjust your systems as your circumstances evolve. This requires regular reflection on whether your current approach to time is serving your present reality, not just clinging to methods that worked in the past. The author also addresses how to handle major disruptions and transitions, job changes, relocations, health challenges, or family crises. During these times, simplifying your systems and focusing on core fundamentals often works better than trying to maintain elaborate productivity frameworks. The inner game of time management. Perhaps the most unique aspect of the book is its exploration of the psychological dimensions of time mastery. Meurisse recognizes that our relationship with time is profoundly influenced by our mindsets, beliefs, and emotional patterns. For instance, some people operate from a scarcity mindset about time. They're constantly racing against the clock, feeling there's never enough. Others have an abundance mindset. They trust in their ability to make time for what truly matters. These contrasting perspectives lead to very different behaviors and experiences, even with the same number of hours available. The author helps readers identify limiting beliefs about time that may be sabotaging their efforts. Common examples include, "I don't have time for self-care," "I work best under pressure," or "I can't say no without disappointing others." By surfacing and challenging these assumptions, we can remove invisible barriers to better time use. Emotional intelligence emerges as another crucial component of time mastery. Our feelings significantly influence how we perceive and use time. Anxiety can make minutes feel like hours during unpleasant tasks. Flow states can make hours feel like minutes during engaging work. By becoming more aware of our emotional states and learning to regulate them effectively, we gain greater control over our subjective experience of time. Mindfulness practices receive special emphasis as tools for developing time awareness. When we're fully present, whether working, resting, or connecting with others, we extract maximum value from each moment. Conversely, when our minds constantly wander to the past or future, we miss the opportunities of the present moment. Simple mindfulness exercises, like conscious breathing or sensory awareness, can train our ability to stay present with whatever we're doing. Creating a personal time philosophy. Throughout the book, Meurisse encourages readers to develop their own philosophy of time rather than blindly following anyone else's system. This involves clarifying your values, defining success on your own terms, and designing time use patterns that reflect your unique priorities. Some people value achievement and impact above all else, and their time management approach should reflect this priority. Others might place higher value on relationships, creativity, or tranquility. There's no universally right way to spend your time, only approaches that align more or less closely with your authentic self. The author provides reflective questions to help you articulate your personal time philosophy. What matters most to me in life? How do I want to be remembered? What activities make me lose track of time in the best way? What would my ideal day look like if I could design it from scratch? The answers to these questions become touchstones for evaluating how well your current time use serves your deeper purposes. This philosophical dimension elevates the book from a mere productivity manual to a guide for intentional living. Ultimately, time management isn't just about getting more done. It's about creating a life that reflects what matters most to you. Legacy thinking, the ultimate time perspective. In one of the most thought-provoking sections, Meurisse invites readers to adopt a legacy perspective on time, considering how their daily choices will appear when viewed from the end of life. This long-term thinking helps cut through the noise of immediate demands and clarifies what truly deserves your limited time and attention. The author encourages creating a personal mission statement that captures the impact you want to have and the person you want to become. This statement serves as a North Star for time decisions, helping you evaluate opportunities against your highest aspirations rather than merely responding to whatever feels urgent in the moment. Legacy thinking also involves considering the ripple effects of your time choices, how they affect not just your immediate experience but also the lives of others and future generations. When viewed through this lens, investing time in mentoring others, creating meaningful work, or addressing important problems takes on greater significance than activities with merely short-term benefits. Putting it all together, creating your personalized system. In the final sections of the book, Meurisse helps readers integrate the various principles and techniques into a coherent personal system. He emphasizes that this isn't about adopting someone else's approach wholesale, but rather about experimenting with different methods and retaining what works for your unique situation. The author recommends starting with a time audit, tracking how you currently spend your hours for at least a week to establish a baseline. This data-gathering exercise often reveals surprising patterns and helps identify the biggest opportunities for improvement. Next comes defining your big rocks, the handful of activities and projects that will make the greatest positive difference in your life. These become your non-negotiable priorities around which everything else must fit. From there, you can begin implementing the specific techniques that resonate most strongly, whether that's time blocking, the Pomodoro method, weekly planning, or any of the other approaches covered in the book. The key is to start small, focusing on one or two changes at a time rather than attempting a complete overhaul of your habits overnight. Meurisse emphasizes the importance of regular review and refinement. No time management system remains effective indefinitely without adjustments. As your circumstances, goals, and insights evolve, your approach to time should evolve as well. This isn't a sign of failure, but rather a mark of maturity in your time mastery journey. Conclusion: beyond productivity to time freedom. As the book concludes, Meurisse returns to the deeper purpose behind time mastery. The ultimate goal isn't becoming a productivity machine or cramming ever more activities into each day. Rather, it's creating a life of meaning, impact, and joy, a life where you control your time instead of time controlling you. True time freedom comes not from having unlimited hours, but from using your limited hours in alignment with your highest values. It's about eliminating the gap between how you actually spend your time and how you most want to spend it. When these two come into alignment, you experience a profound sense of purpose and peace. The author reminds us that time management isn't a destination but a lifelong practice. There will always be new challenges, opportunities, and demands competing for your attention. By internalizing the principles in this book, you develop the discernment to navigate these choices with wisdom and intentionality. Masters of time aren't just productive, they're present. They experience the richness of each moment even as they work toward meaningful goals. They balance achievement with appreciation, striving with acceptance. This integrated approach to time represents the highest form of mastery. By applying the insights from Master Your Time, you can join the ranks of those rare individuals who truly own their hours rather than being owned by them. The journey begins with a single choice: to treat your time as the precious, non-renewable resource it truly is. If you found this summary valuable, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more life-changing book insights. Leave a comment below sharing which time management strategy you plan to implement first. Your engagement helps our community grow and allows us to continue bringing you high-quality content. Thanks for watching, and remember, mastering your time means mastering your life.